Also, Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one.
Someone needs to check on Angel Reese after Caitlin Clark pulled off an incredible crossover, leaving her completely stunned. The so-called Bayou Barbie just got taken to school by Clark, shaking up the world of women's basketball. Did Clark actually hit a shot from the logo and make it? That move challenged everything about Angel's brand. Could this be the moment the internet finally takes notice of who really runs women's basketball? Grab some popcorn. This ranking could stir up more emotions than LSU's locker room.
The top 10 most influential athletes right now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records. Caitlin Clark, check. Proving their impact goes far beyond the game, from sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion. These women are leading the way. If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list, there's only one right answer. There's only one correct choice.
Another setback for Angel Reese, but this time it's not on the court, in the stats, or in the endless Twitter drama she can't escape. This one stings a bit more. Caitlin Clark has just been named the most influential female athlete of 2025. Let's be honest, was there ever really any competition? Oh, but Angel Reese probably thought there was. How sweet.
Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world, where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out.
Someone who prides herself on being that girl, it must be exhausting to keep coming in second to the real star. It feels like Caitlin Clark is playing chess while Angel Reese is still figuring out how to move the pieces. Once again, Clark is stacking up wins, breaking records, leading big games, and making a real difference in the sport. On the other hand, Angel Reese's most memorable impact seems to be inspiring a new generation of sore losers. Quite the legacy to boast about.
The woman who's been putting women's basketball on her back for the better part of 3 years now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark has men watching women's basketball.
Let's talk about what true influence really is. Real influence means drawing in both new and old fans to watch women's basketball, filling arenas, and having executives scrambling to offer billion-dollar TV deals. It's when your name comes up in conversations with the legends, not because of fake drama, but because of real talent. Caitlin Clark walks into a gym, and suddenly the WNBA, NBA, and every major sports outlet are fighting to cover her. She doesn't need to demand respect, it's given freely. On the other hand, Angel Reese leans on Twitter stunts, constant self-promotion, and a victim mentality so large it could fill an Olympic stadium, all just to stay relevant.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game where the Indiana Fever are going to play the Brazilian national team at Cover Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of like maybe scalpers got in, like the secondary market is already crazy.
But don't worry, Angel has had her moments, like when she went viral for complaining about not getting the same treatment as Caitlin Clark. Because, of course, that's how you build influence, by sulking, right? The truth is, respect is earned, not just demanded. If only someone had told her this before she spent her career portraying herself as oppressed. Once again, she's overshadowed by someone who's just more talented.
Because when we went to the WNBA games, and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in D.C., and they shut they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel.
It's almost laughable how every time Angel Reese tries to outshine Caitlin Clark, it backfires in spectacular fashion. Want to make headlines? Caitlin does it without even trying, dropping 40 points on a random Tuesday. Meanwhile, Angel resorts to making controversial statements and acts surprised when people call her out. Caitlyn has earned her place as the face of women's basketball through nothing but skill and talent, while Angel seems to be forcing a rivalry that only exists in her mind. It's like she has main character syndrome, but lacks the talent to back it up. Let's take a moment to appreciate how Caitlin Clark's undeniable dominance has exposed the cracks in Reese's whole persona, the fake confidence, the constant need for attention, the tired victim narrative. All of it falls apart when placed next to someone who lets their game speak for itself. It's like watching someone claim to be a movie star while standing next to an Oscar winner. It's just painful to watch.
Collegiate level, Caitlin Clark has broken records. At the professional level, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Viewership, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Attendance, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Merchandise, proving their impact goes far beyond the game. From sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion, these women are leading the way. Business and fashion, you saw the NIL deals rolling out. You see the sponsorship deals that she currently is.
Latest setback, Angel Reese faces yet another blow as Caitlin Clark solidifies her position as the standout star in women's sports. This isn't just about rankings, it's about how the world sees Caitlin as the future of the game, an innovative leader and a transformative player. Meanwhile, Angel seems to be making noise without much to show for it in terms of wins. But hey, maybe next year, right? If Angel spent less time on social media and more time improving her game, rather than playing the perpetual underdog, she might actually see success. For now, she'll have to settle for being the loudest voice in the room, while Caitlin keeps proving why she's the one who truly matters. Let's be honest, Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of influence, couldn't even attract enough attention for her preseason debut with the Chicago Sky. Not even a charity-level sellout. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark draws a crowd with just a few casual moves, and tickets disappear faster than Angel's humility in a post-game interview.
So that's what they got on her. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number one. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number one. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105%.
Anna Fever tickets have disappeared almost as quickly as common sense did when Angel Reese claimed she deserved a spot on the most influential list before even stepping foot on a WNBA court. As for Chicago Sky tickets, they're still plentiful, plenty to choose from, whether you want courtside, mid-level, or even nosebleed seats. Although, at this rate, there may not even be any nosebleed seats left, because no one's showing up to fill the arena. And yet, Angel Reese seems to believe she's in the same league as Caitlin Clark when it comes to making an impact in the sport. Delusional might be too harsh, but what do you call it when someone sees themselves as the star while sitting on an empty stage? Right now, she's like a band trying to sell merchandise before they've released a single song. The funny thing is, there was real interest in watching Angel Reese play, but not for the reason she thinks. Fans wanted to see her face off against Clark, the player who actually draws crowds, moves merchandise, and gets people excited about women's basketball. Left on her own, though? Silence. It seems fans aren't rushing to the arena just to watch someone sulk and complain. Who would have guessed?
Look at the price of these tickets. This is like right after the tickets went on sale. So no good seats. $1,142 for a not very good seat. I'm guessing 10 grand minimum courtside.
Caitlin Clark is quietly rewriting the record books, selling out arenas, and attracting record-breaking viewership, with her jerseys flying off the shelves. This is real influence, not the self-proclaimed kind that comes from retweeting your own highlights. But sure, Angel, keep telling us how everyone should worship your iconic status while fans are browsing SeatGeek, wondering if they can even give away tickets to a Chicago Sky game. The mental gymnastics it takes to believe Reese stands on the same level as Clark are truly something else. One player is filling arenas, inspiring a new generation, and making WNBA executives excited about the revenue she brings in. The other seems focused on convincing everyone that her relevance isn't entirely tied to Clark's existence. Here's a reality check. Without Clark, Reese would just be another player with plenty of attitude and a box score that doesn't scream superstar. At least Reese has confidence, right? It's almost impressive how much self-assurance someone can have while those empty seats behind her tell a different story. Maybe she should consider a new career in motivational speaking for those who think self-promotion can replace real success. After all, it's all about carving out your niche, right?
The hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlin Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We move Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena. Venue and date change. Our regular season games against the Chicago Sky are moving to the
While Caitlin Clark continues to sell out arena after arena, actually delivering on the court, Angel Reese stays stuck in her illusion that she belongs on a most influential list alongside mythical figures like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, topics that rarely lead to any real action. Fans of Angel Reese had high expectations for this season, convinced she would dominate, steamroll the league, and prove everyone wrong. The self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie was supposed to be an unstoppable force, a generational talent. Yet here we are, watching her miss layups like a middle schooler who just picked up a basketball. It's as if someone swapped her hands for oven mitts. Her layups are bricks, her footwork is non-existent, and her defense, well, it's hardly impressive. If effort could be measured in Instagram selfies, Reese would be the GOAT, but on the court, yikes. Angel Reese isn't just struggling, it looks like she lost a bet and is now playing basketball as a form of punishment.
This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry, based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese, stop it. Stop it. There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up on TikTok. He's put together a shitload of Angel Reese clips, and it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses. Bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest shit. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby.
Is in the gym, building muscle and draining threes like it's her full-time job, because it is. While Clark perfects her craft, Angel Reese seems to be showing us the consequences of choosing vibes over real basketball skills. Reese's fans often boast about her college dominance, but here's the reality. The WNBA isn't college, and defenders aren't disappearing when she gets the ball. Without a size advantage or the ability to bully 5 feet 8 inches guards under the basket, reality hits hard. Let's talk about effort, because it's clearly missing. Reese often plays as if she expects the ball to appear in her hands by magic. The energy? Non-existent. The hustle? Completely absent. Just like her attempts at scoring. But don't worry, she still finds time for social media, making sure her off-court brand thrives even as her on-court performance falls apart faster than a Jenga tower during an earthquake. Now, about those turnovers, if giving the ball away were a skill, Angel would be a first-team All-WNBA selection. It's almost impressive how quickly she can turn an offensive opportunity into a fast break for the other team. Each game feels like a comedy. What absurd mistake will she make next? A travel call that even the refs can't ignore? A pass that lands right in the hands of the opponent? Another missed layup? The anticipation is more thrilling than most suspense films.
Chicago Sky have announced that they are moving arenas for Indiana's home game. Well, Indiana's road game, but Chicago's home game. This is the motion that the Indiana Fever /